Good evening, everybody. So, since the weather outside is pretty bad, it's raining and storming as I speak, I decided this is a great time for us to play some more video games, isn't it? So if you recall, we have just entered the Jungle Zone, another zone that was not in the Sonic the Hedgehog game for the Sega Genesis. If you want my honest opinion, this is what I consider the hardest level in this game. It is very, very platformy, and there are more bottomless pits here than in almost any level. So, yeah, you want to be careful with your platforming. You want to make sure that you're jumping at the right times and using these logs. Oh. That spring always scares me. I don't know why. I always land on it. Yeah, how are these logs even moving? I mean, they're just... Some of them are just going down the waterfall. Okay. I guess I can buy that, kind of. I find it hard to believe that someone could accurately jump from log to log going down a waterfall. If you can, please send me a video of it, because I'd love to see it. Anywho, we're at our next Chaos Emerald. You want to ride the log down here, jump onto this log, which we're rolling and running across the water. And huzzah! We found the third of 6 Chaos Emeralds. Only 3 to go. I guess this means that we're about halfway through the game now, aren't we? Jungle Zone has a pretty kick-ass theme, but, you know, it's very platformy. You want to be careful. And it might just be my bad eyesight, but for some reason the waterfall always fucks up my platforming right here, and I always miss those platforms that are staying still. So, yeah, I make sure to ride down a little bit to where I can see it on screen. Whee! Oh, I love this. I really like that they added a woo sound effect at the end of that. That's really fun. We always want to jump at that part, though, even though we could clearly run the log underneath the fish. You want to jump, because the hit detection's really iffy, and I always get knocked off because of that goddamn fish. And, oh great, another special stage, huzzah! Holy fuck. You people think this is bad, just wait until I get to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Oh, just wait. Anywho, this is a special stage that actually utilizes something that, actually shows up quite a bit in the Sonic games, in the Sonic-verse, if you will, as we continue on down this road, and that is, it has pinball flippers. Yes, pinball became a very big thing with Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know why. It got to be very huge with Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is actually the first game I've ever seen the pinball flippers in. So, has anybody watching this ever played Super Castlevania 4? Well, this level's very much like a lot of the climbing levels in that game, in that when the camera goes up, everything beneath it is gone. So, even though, watch, since there's ground there, it's gone. Even though it's like just a tiny bit underneath where the camera was, it's gone. If you fall, you die. As a kid, this place really fucked me up a lot. Just because, you know, how was I supposed to know? I think it's much better designed in the Game Gear version. In fact, I think most of the levels are better designed in the Game Gear version of Sonic the Hedgehog. I haven't actually mentioned yet, those item boxes with the little yellow down arrows are actually checkpoints. You may have noticed we haven't had any of the pulls that go doo-doo when you run through them. That's because they are replaced in this version with the little checkpoint item boxes. You want to make sure you jump on those, otherwise you have to go through the whole level. And if you get going too fast, then you won't know what the hell you're doing. I've never actually successfully gotten it to where, like, Sonic will just keep going higher and higher and higher. I don't know if there's a cap out. Oh, log's gone. If I fall, I die. Even though you could see the little thorns sticking up off of the log. If I fell right there, I would have died. Again, I think the Jungle Zone's the hardest zone in this game. However, though, that being said, I've already mentioned this in part 1, but this is a pretty goddamn easy game, so yeah, that doesn't amount to a lot. I didn't do my thing there. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but anytime I run through a signpost in this game, I like to jump over to the left of it and watch Sonic run past it again. I don't know why. It's just something I enjoy. It's just something quirky that I enjoy. But it's time for us to go and take on Dr. Eggman again. Once again, just as I said before, I think that this whole entire zone is programmed a lot better in the Sega Game Gear version. Because in the Sega Game Gear version, shit like that never fucking happens to me. You don't get any rings for the battle, so normally that would have just killed me, which, you know, not that big of a deal, I guess. But I went in with the shield, so I could take a hit. For some reason, anytime that happens, and I do happen to get hit, I fly off the edge, and this camera, once it's at this point, there's nothing below it. I don't know why, but okay. Also, in the Game Gear version, you can jump into Dr. Eggman multiple times, and you can technically do that in this version as well, but every time I do it, I somehow end up getting hit by either the little stupid rolling ball, or else I fall off somehow, which I don't get how that happens. Or, you know, it's just something always happens and kills me. And so, yeah. I like, for the Master System version, to just jump into him once, dodge the ball, jump into him again. It's a safer route, but whatever. Are there squirrels in the jungle? I know there are lions in the jungle, and apparently they're sleeping tonight. You know, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. I'm so sorry, but good God, no! Not again! I don't frickin' like this zone. Oh boy. So, making its return from Sonic the Hedgehog from the Sega Genesis version, because that version was actually made first, from what I understand. I might have that wrong, but I'm pretty sure I do not. But Labyrinth Zone has returned, and oh my god, it's fucking horrible! You can still drown, which sucks. The physics and everything, as you can see, it's slow as fuck. I don't know what the hell is going on with their minds here. If the game was gonna be this slow, if this level was gonna be this slow to go through, they shouldn't have put it in. They should have just cut out Labyrinth Zone and put in Starlight Zone or something. I would have much rather played 8-bit Starlight Zone. Or Spring Yard Zone. I fucking love Spring Yard Zone. You really want to make sure you hit the checkpoint boxes here, because it is just annoying as fuck going back through through Labyrinth Zone. And right here is designed very shittily. I have never been able to actually hit that guy. The ball spikes it throws off of its body. They're too close together, so I can't jump in between them or over them because there are spikes above him. And yeah, it's just, that point's designed pretty damn shittily, I must say. They have a gap between spikes where I guess you're supposed to jump over them, but I've never been able to do it. So I wait for him to throw them all, then I run off the cliff, get an air bubble, roll into him, and keep moving. The good thing about this Labyrinth Zone is that it is not anywhere near as maze-like. It might seem a little maze-like because of the claustrophobic areas, like pathways like that. But no, it's actually a very linear level, and considering what this zone is, I'm pretty glad about that. A lot of people bitch about linearity, and I get it, especially with these older games. With 2D games especially, I think that they should be less linear and have more branching pathways, but when it's a zone like this, I don't think anyone gives a damn. I tried to do my thing where I jump over the sign, but I couldn't get far enough. You may have noticed we've gotten to a new section of the overworld map. After you complete the halfway point of the game, we get to move on to the next section of the map. I mentioned in part 1, I really love that map system. I don't know why, it's really nice. I wish more Sonic games had that. I do not like hub worlds. I've mentioned this during my Super Mario Bros. 3 LP, which if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend taking a look at it. I think it's pretty good. Not to toot my own horn or anything. But you know, I am the Pink Panther. I'm fantastic. Come on, Bubble, come out. Come on, I've been here for a while. It's gotta come out. Oh god, 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 oh. That bubble took for fucking ever to come out. The hit detection for the spike spear things that pop in and out is really shitty. I didn't actually ever touch the spear, if you were paying attention. I hate this zone. It's so fucking slow. I did like that it bounced me back into the air bubble. I did like that. I thought that was funny. I got a kick out of it. But anyway. The dragon statues are back, though. They don't really look like they're shooting fire. It kind of looks more like they're shooting arrows. I don't know. Maybe it's the Master System limitations. I missed the drowning music. I don't know why they didn't put that in. We'll be seeing as these games go on, the Game Gear and Master System games, that there's no real reason they couldn't put it in. They just decided not to for some reason. We're coming up on our 4th Chaos Emerald, though, and it is probably the most irritating to get because, yeah, I have to die to get it. Yay. Anyway, there is actually a invincibility sparkle box that is down there, down towards the bottom. You may have seen it earlier, but I can never get up to the fucking Chaos Emerald when I activate it in time. I don't know why, it just... Poor programming, but whatever, we got it. Huzzah! We're almost done with fucking Labyrinth Zone. It's nowhere near as big as the Sega Genesis Labyrinth Zone. Labyrinth Zone. I hate the word labyrinth. I don't know why. And Sonic can magically breathe underwater. What? How the fuck did that happen? It's good design, but, you know, it's just like, why? And holy shit, it's the Bridge Zone boss. Only this one's actually a bit tougher. Again, the Game Gear version's designed far better, but anyway. When he comes up in the middle, I do not recommend jumping on him because I can never get off of him and onto a platform quickly enough. So instead what I do is I wait until he shoots, like that. Jump over the shot, of course. I mean, why wouldn't I? Wait for him to come down and jump into him twice. Get over to the other side before that fucking torpedo can hit you, because it homes in pretty goddamn well. Then after that, I jump into him once and then jump over to get away from the torpedo more easily. Then he pops up in the middle again and, you know, rinse and repeat. He's not a very tough boss, but... he could rough you up, I guess. But, ha! Fuck you, Eggman! I don't know. Anywho, oh god, get to the goddamn roboticizer already. Anywho, we're going on to Scrap Brain in Part 3. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.